watching Fox 10 Phoenix now.
Big story of the morning here. Spring heat. It's going to feel more like summer today with the threat of triple-digit temperatures in the valley. We could hit 100 degrees this afternoon.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
I mean, it's warm,
yeah,
but I'm not ready for the 110, so I'll deal with the 100.
All right. Well, the city of Phoenix isn't waiting for that excessive summer heat. They are preparing for it now. Danielle Miller is live with the details on this. Good morning, Danielle.
Yes, good morning. And today could be that record setter. It could be the earliest time that we have seen 100 degrees right here in Phoenix. All of this while the city council will be having a meeting tonight. All of this discussing its heat response plan for 2025. As we know, those triple digits are on the way and the summer months are ahead of us. So it's only going to get hotter from here. So this plan outlines the programs and services designed to protect residents and visitors from heat-related illness and death. Maricopa County reported 602 heat-related deaths last year. That was down from 645 in 2023, which was a record. Last year's plan included the opening of the city's first 24/7 heat respite center at the Burton Barr Library in downtown Phoenix and equipped first responders with more tools for heat responses, including cold water immersion bags. This year's plan includes moving the center to a new location off of Central and Jackson and having it run by Community Bridges organization in that location. So the city council will be hearing all of this information today, making a vote on it. The plan is to have this meeting start at 2:30 this afternoon. We will have a crew inside, so we'll have much more on what comes from this meeting on later editions of Fox 10. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Time now 7:03. Also this week, Phoenix Parks and Rec, well, they will be meeting to discuss changes to our trail closures.
Yeah, currently trails close on days when the National Weather Service issues an extreme heat warning. Now the board is considering changing that policy to close trails when temperatures reach 105. Last fall, the program, of course, expanded to include the South Mountain Park and some of the trails there along the preserve, along with Piestewa Peak and Camelback Mountain. The board also approved the starting closures at 8 a.m. in the morning. The meeting for this scheduled meeting here scheduled for Thursday.
And when we see these temperatures go up, it seems like hiker rescues also increase. Crews from Scottsdale and Phoenix were called out to the Browns Ranch Trail. That's in North Scottsdale to help a 50-year-old woman. Rescuers say she was suffering from heat exhaustion. And coming up in our 7:30 half hour, we are going to be talking with the Scottsdale captain, Dave Folio from the Scottsdale Fire Department, about these rescue operations and ways to make sure that everyone is staying safe on our trails as these temperatures start to rise.
Yeah, we have so many visitors in these spring months and they want to head out on our beautiful trails. Listen to this. Phoenix fire crews also rushing to rescue a man on Camelback Mountain after he suffered a medical emergency. We have these images from Sky Fox overhead. It was yesterday morning. The man is hospitalized in critical condition after he was airlifted off the mountain. It is not known if heat was a factor, but we do know today will be much warmer. So let's go to Crystal Ortiz in the Weather Center for more on what we can expect this afternoon. Hey, Crystal, welcome back. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to be back. Not great to be talking almost 100 degrees. Take a look right now. We are looking at yesterday's forecast, or temperature that we hit rather, compared to today's forecast. So yesterday we hit 96 degrees. That set a new record. The old was 94. It was set back in 1990, so we broke it by 2 degrees. And then today our forecast high is 99 degrees. The current record is 96. It was set back in 2022. So it looks like yet again we will blast through the current record with that forecast of 99. Now that puts us very close to the triple digit mark. So here's some heat stats for you at Phoenix Sky Harbor. The last time we had 100 degrees, that was back on October 26th of last year, 150 days ago. Not a bad stretch, 150 days without saying 100. The average day, though, that we hit 100 degrees, if you look at the last 30 years of data, is May 2nd. So we are running way before average of May 2nd. The earliest we have seen 100 degrees at Sky Harbor, March 26th. You check the calendar, guys. That's tomorrow. So it's going to be a close call on if we set a new record. We'll have more on it coming up.
have a double record day.
Yeah, double record. Could be record for the day and record for just in general, the earliest 100.
Go big or go
Lucky
home.
us, yeah.
Lucky us, you're right.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krista. Well, our beautiful hiking trails attract thousands of spring visitors, and it's important to remember how quickly things can change when those temperatures rise.
That is the truth. So we're speaking this morning with Captain Dave Folio with the Scottsdale Fire Department, joining us live this morning. Captain, thanks so much for your time. And let's talk about it, because we are starting to see these temperatures rise unseasonably warm here in the valley, and that means that this is going to potentially put some hikers at danger.
Yeah, so welcome to the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. Over 220 miles of trail. We're 3 days into spring and we're talking about triple digits. Are we kidding? Like, come on. So we're already feeling it. Let me give you some hiking tips. If you're coming out to one of our hiking trails in the Sonoran Preserve, just have a plan, right? So bring a charged cell phone. You should have already hydrated the night before. Bring plenty of water. What I see people walking by earlier this morning already is they're bringing just a little bottle of water. You got to bring over a gallon of water or a backpack, because we ask you, once you turn halfway done with your water, to turn back and go onto the trail. And what we're seeing too is people aren't wearing the proper shoes. You got to wear hiking shoes if you're on one of these trails, because if you're wearing flip-flops, that's not good. You twist an ankle. So if you're going to come out to our preserve, know your limitations too, right? You may be in town coming with somebody that's acclimated to the weather. They've hiked this trail plenty of times, and now you're on this trail 3-4 miles out on the trail, and you find yourself in trouble, and we have to come rescue you. So you got to have a plan. At every one of our trailheads, you have an opportunity to meet one of over our 650 volunteers that work for the trail system. They'll give you a map, they'll educate you. So just stop, take a listen, and enjoy our trails. Just have a plan and bring a charged cell phone, because what happens is if you get into trouble, we can ping your phone, and it quickly allows us to allocate our resources to certain areas on the mountain to come get you quicker. And the best thing scenario is we want to use a big wheel to get you out. We don't want to use the very low frequency, high risk event where we have to use the helicopter. That's extremely dangerous for our aircraft rescue technicians that we have on our technical rescue team. So come out and enjoy our weather. Start early and end early, especially with it being possibly triple digits today. Yesterday, the rescue we had was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was 97 degrees. And then no heat exhaustion symptoms. If you start feeling lightheaded, you're sweating, your mouth's dry, and you're dizzy, those are signs that you need to sit down, rest, drink some water, stay in the shade. If you start feeling like you're going to throw up, pass out, and or you're getting deeper into like just not feeling well, that's heat stroke, and you need to call us to come out and rescue you.
You know, there's a lot of resorts that we have still, folks. We have a lot of visitors this time of year, and these warm temperatures will surprise them. You know, if they're looking for something to do, they may think I can hit the trails. But what's your advice maybe to some of our visitors that aren't used to some of these temperatures?
Yeah, know your limitations. Yep, absolutely. We have beautiful resorts, we have beautiful restaurants, and we have close to 1 million people that come hike these trails in the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. So spring break's wrapping up, baseball just wrapped up, all of our signature events. People are still on spring break. The trail's actually really busy this morning. Some people walking in without water, with water. Just know your limitations and have a plan. And then let somebody know where you're going too. So if you're in a resort and you're going out, maybe call somebody, say, hey, I'm gonna go out and hike Gateway. That way, if you don't return or you get lost, they know, like, hey, 2 o'clock's happening and she hasn't reached back in, or he hasn't reached back in. We can start coming to look for you. So that's really important. Just let somebody know, hike with a buddy. And then if you have a pre-existing condition where you're not feeling well, don't hesitate to tell somebody and not go out hiking, so we don't have to come out and rescue you. So have a plan, charged cell phone, hydration, good walking shoes, sunscreen, hat, sunglasses, and come out and enjoy our trails, and be educated by one of our stewards that are at every trailhead, and take a map with you. We offer maps at every one of our trailheads.
Oh, great idea.
Stay alert if you have plans to be outside today. With our temperatures rising, the Arizona Game and Fish Department says keep an eye out for the rattlers.
Yeah, and an ear. In fact, there are some rattlesnakes that, well, they don't even rattle, so you have to watch out for those guys. The agency says Arizona is home to 13 species of rattlesnakes. They are most active from March through October. And Game and Fish say if you see one or maybe hear one, best to leave them alone, back away, and
run. No, I don't know if that's
well,
good.
I'm sure you can run faster than it could slither your way, for sure. If a bite occurs, you should immediately call 911, remove any jewelry near the bite area, and decrease activity as much as possible. And by the way, there are spots in town where you can train your dog to spot them and hear them when you don't see them or hear them. It's pretty incredible. Our furry friends are pretty special at that.
This has been a big story that we have been following for quite a while now. Investigators now believe that their rental SUV is one of the vehicles involved in that 22-vehicle pileup on the I-40 during those snowstorms a few weeks ago. So the crash happened near Williams during that snowstorm back on March 13th. DPS, as well as the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, says that more remains have been found in the wreckage. They are now working to determine whether the remains are those of the South Korean women who had been visiting the Grand Canyon. We're also learning more about the woman accused of sending anonymous threats to a Gilbert family. Police say she was friends with the family and even dated one of them. Shelby Trishler is accused of sending 2 letters to a home making threatening statements about the couple and their newborn baby. Police connected the 34-year-old to a stamp that she purchased on one of the letters. The female victim told police she and Trishler had been best friends and intimately involved at one point, but she cut contact after they bought the house. Trishler is charged with stalking, threats, and disorderly conduct.
Turning now to our big story here developing at our Capitol, a bill aimed at helping the Arizona Diamondbacks with their plans to renovate Chase Field.
This comes as we are just 2 days from their big season opener against the Chicago Cubs. Irene Snyder is live with the very latest on this. Good morning, Irene.
Good morning, guys. Well, despite strong objections from Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, who did testify against the measure, a state Senate committee did advance a modified version of the bill. Now, the Senate Finance Committee did vote on an amendment to HB 2704. That would set a cap on public contributions at $500 million. Increasing Maricopa County's contributions to match the city's share, remove the diversion of income tax to the stadium district, and make it so the D-backs could only move the team shop outside the stadium, but still considered part of the ballpark's footprint. Even with those changes, Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego says the bill is not fiscally responsible. The D-backs say the stadium, which has been the team's home since 1998, desperately needs repairs and renovations.
This bill will cost Arizona taxpayers $1 billion, even as amended. And the Diamondbacks won't be paying half. In fact, they're not required to pay a single dollar. That, my friends, is a boondoggle.
The stadium is in dire need of improvement and repair. We need a new scoreboard, the roof needs fixing, and then there's our critical repairs no one sees, the plumbing, the pipes, and other infrastructural fixes.
The Finance Committee narrowly passed the bill in a 4-3 vote. It now moves to the Senate Appropriations Committee before going to the full Senate. The measure would then have to go back to the House to be voted on with the amendment. The D-backs current lease here at Chase Field is set to expire in 2027. And according to the team, the renovations they're proposing would cost between $400 to $500 million. We'll send it back to you.